All right, we're halfway through our leg here, taking the Integra Type S out to the coast, enjoying some spirited roads. I have my buddy with me. He's checking out the car for the first time, ridden it for the first time, seen it for the first time. As you can see, he's inspecting right now. So let's get some first impressions. So this is my buddy Paul. He's had an S2000, see the tattoo? And some other sporty Hondas in his past, most notably the Civic Si. Couple times, but you're seeing this for the first time. So what are your first impressions of it? How does it look? How does it ride? What's fun? What do you like? What do you not like?
So I think it looks a lot better than the regular Integra.
Because why?
I like the wide body.
Okay.
It makes it look like I don't know what generation of BMW, but they have something that looks like this.
Okay.
But passenger seat is terrible.
Don't like it? Why?
It feels like there's not enough padding on the rear or on the bottom.
You know,
and it's not power.
Right.
So you can't lift up the front of the seat to be sat in it.
Yeah, I had another friend with me last night that said something similar. So I've sat in the passenger seat. I didn't notice anything different. It seemed fine to me, just not powered.
But it drives well.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it's fun. Definitely better than the regular Integra.
So what do you think about the layout of the interior?
It's pretty standard. I don't think anything is too crazy.
Is the car too aggressive?
No. No. Do people think it's aggressive?
I think some people think it's a little aggressive. The wide body, the spoilers, the diffusers.
What, you don't offhand know the tire size on the regular one, do you?
Nope.
This is not aggressive at all.
Okay.
This is I think a good mix between the old Type R and the new Type R. This is in the middle.
What do you mean the old Type R? Are you talking
Type R is too aggressive.
The Integra Type R? The Civic Type R?
I'm talking Civic Type R.
So the FK8.
Yes. Okay. That was so aggressive that it scared people. And now the FL5 or whatever it is too subtle. I think this is a lot better. I think this looks better than the new Type R.
Yeah, I do too. I love the front. All right, Anthony, so you've ridden in the car. You've had some seat time with it now. Coming from some other performance cars, you had a third gen Integra GSR.
Yes.
You've had S2000s, TL Type S's, and also you currently have a Civic Type R.
Correct, yeah.
So first impressions of the new Integra Type S.
Well, I would say it's a really good car. Like, I like the way that it handles. It still gives you the performance that you'd be looking for, but it's also quite comfortable. So that's a welcome refreshment to kind of throw back to the original GSR. It kind of has some similarities in the way that it handles.
And you were talking about the suspension, right? So coming from the Civic Type R to this one, there were a couple key things I think that you pointed out with the suspension and also the exhaust.
Yeah, I guess starting with the exhaust, Civic Type R didn't sound that great. This, I think they did a really good job of tuning the sound. Has a much throatier, deep sound to it, so I do like the sound there. And from a handling perspective, I would say that I think the Type R is still on the sharper end of the stick, but this gives you the comfort. So it's still performance oriented and it's still comfortable and still precise, but it's just a little bit more refined where you still can get comfort and go over bumps and not jar your teeth so bad.
Yeah, and as we get older, some of those things may appeal to.
Important.
Yeah. So there's always bad, right? So with the good comes the bad. What are the things you didn't like about the car?
Again, like I do really like the car a lot. I think for me personally, just kind of being someone who's more a little bit performance oriented, I do prefer a car that looks a little bit more aggressive. I think the front for me is really aggressive, but as it gets to the back, it kind of just tames out a little bit, and I would kind of like to see a little bit more of the sharper, aggressive styling kind of all over. But beyond that, the seats, I'm not a huge fan of the seats personally. And some of the fit finish on the inside seems like, things like the mirrors, for example, they don't adjust. So you can kind of see where you're parking. You kind of got to manually move them. Just a few minor knocks here and there, but overall,
You're talking about when you go in reverse, they don't adjust down.
correct.
Got it.
Yes, adjustment on the adjustment there. But yeah, beyond that, I'd say the car's a good solid package.
Cool.
Take point.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I would recommend you get one.
But Doug, after seeing the car, I guess for the second or third time, but riding in it for the first time, what were your thoughts? And obviously you're coming from an S2000. Previously you had a Honda Prelude, so you're familiar with the Honda performance lineup.
Yes. I have to say it is much smoother than I anticipated it being. The ride and the shifting, the manual shifted really smooth, and it was much better than even my S2000. And my S2000 being, you know, a hard shift, the rev matching on this just is so smooth that you could drive it all day and not get tired of it.
What do you think of the exterior now that you're seeing it more in person?
I've always been a little on what they were going to do with it, but with the fender flares on there, the way they've molded it in and it's not bolted on or taped on except here on the back, it looks really good. It looks wide and aggressive without being overdone. Aftermarket body kits put on there. The overall appeal to me is just the lines and how smooth it is. It's not blocky and choppy and too angled. It's really smooth, and it's hard for me to see in Tiger Eye because it's not really my favorite color.
That's fair.
Give me the blue,
Yeah.
and I would be all over this.
Especially from the front too. I mean,
The
obviously
lights are a little different, but
yeah.
overall the general feel is the same, which is fantastic.
How about the price?
Well, the price is always going to drive people away. I mean, is it worth the price tag that they're asking for it? I think so, because to me it's a luxury car. It's a higher end than the CTR, even though it's essentially similar vehicles.
But the inside is warranted.
But the inside is much nicer than the CTR. It's definitely a luxury ride. It's not meant to be a track car. Not meant to go out and pound. It's meant to just ride and enjoy.
Cool. Any last thoughts you want to throw in there?
I didn't win the lottery, so I can't buy one of these yet, but potentially I'm gonna look at seeing this or one of the other Type S vehicles in the market for Acura.
I'm sure the Acura brass is very happy to hear that. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Ira.